Shalom, family. Shalom, gods. I'm back again. I'm sorry. I had to clear my throat. Probably should have did that before the video started. But anyway, I'm back and I want to pick up where we left off in the last video. We were talking about the demons, the fairies, and I was telling you guys about the crop circles. Now, originally, when they were happening, as I told you guys, I was just seeing the orbs. Okay, I didn't think that they were fairies. I didn't put two and two together. I actually thought that they were some kind of interdimensional beings, which I guess is the same thing, but I haven't looked into that yet. But I said in the video that the fairies were making the crop circles. Now, I said that before I actually had looked it up because I was just putting two and two together, okay? So I actually did do some research afterwards, and I wanted to share that with you guys and share my experience with you. Now, I'm also going to be coming back again today to put out a second video. Hopefully, I get a chance to do it because I really want to share with you something that Mother brought to my attention, and it's actually going to jump off of this video with some words that we're going to look up. So we're going to look up crop circle. And we're going to read about the fairy circles and crop circles and everything. So with all that being said, let's get straight into it. Okay, so I do want to show you guys now this is and this is the time on it is 3 minutes and 10 seconds, which is 31 or 13 in reverse. So this is just a short video, and this was just like on a smaller scale. Now the year before, like, it did happen to like my whole backyard, which I do talk about in the video. So it happened to my whole backyard. Like, I actually thought, like, it was so massive that I thought like a ship landed in my backyard. Like, that's how it was. Like, the ground, like the grass and stuff was all like flat. And yeah, so that's how big it was. Now I don't have, because I've been through phones since then, so I don't have all the videos and everything, but I did upload this video when this did take place. But this was on a smaller scale this year. And I noticed, I don't know if they were, trying to, and this 144 I just looked up. I don't know if they were trying to, wow, look at that, guys. So the orbs and crop circles video is 3 minutes and 10 seconds, which is 31 or 13 backwards. The one before Black Indians is 13, okay, and then we got 22 and 22. So much synchronicity. Okay, so I done lost my train of thought. So this was, on a smaller scale that it had happened, but like the year before, it was so much that I thought, like, I told you guys, a ship had landed in my backyard. So, and I don't know, but I'm going to show you guys the video just so you can see a little bit about what I'm talking about, and then we'll get into it. And you can see in the comments, somebody said, yep, she lost her mind.
Y'all,
So
I gotta cut the
think
grass,
I'm crazy.
but you can see how tall it is. Now I want to show y'all something down here. Y'all can see how it's all stacked.
Okay, so it seems like it's something wrong with the volume. Maybe you guys will be able to hear it when we play it back.
Now, standing up, because we haven't cut it yet.
But I want to show you guys what I was talking about.
Yesterday.
Okay, my thought came back. So if you can see, the grass is like all raveling up. It's all raveled up and stuff. So what I wanted to say was I noticed that they this year was just around my garden, so I didn't know if that was. Now that I'm thinking about it, that could have been like a message or something that I didn't get at the time or grasp at the time. But they did do it all around the garden that I had. Did just I think I had just put the seeds in, and then I came back out, and it was like that the next day.
But do y'all see how all this grass is like woven? Can y'all see this? This is what those orbs do. They be out here.
So if you
So
guys can see what I'm saying, how the grass is all, just laying down like something was out laying on it or flying across it. I actually, was speaking to my uncle about this. When this happened, I had called him, and he was saying, he had brought up the cartoon Dragon Ball Z about how, like, when the Super Saiyans come down or whatever. I know this is probably kind of corny, but like how the force field or whatever is around them just like flattens everything. And that's actually a word that I've been getting lately, which is flatten, like a plane, okay? Or I don't know what that means at this moment. If you know, put it in the comments. But I'm sure eventually I'll figure out. But let's continue.
how they wove up the like crop circles or something. It's crazy.
And at the time, you guys, you could see the title was Orbs because I wasn't thinking anything about fairies. So I said that Orbs was making these crop circles, okay?
This is what they do. They weave up the grass like this. And they did it all around my garden for some reason. I don't know. They did it all the way around. You can see, I just put the seeds in here yesterday, but you can see they did the little circles things with the grass. Look, all the way around. Now, they did this last year. How I found out that
And you can see that there's actually like patches in the grass. Like the grass will actually like sometimes would turn brown or like it looked like it was burnt or something.
the Orbs was doing this to the ground, it's because last year I had they did it to my whole backyard, and I knew that the orbs and stuff was out here because I started seeing them. I told you guys around August 21st was the first time those things came to my house, the night of that eclipse, and they've been here ever since. You can see that tall one over there. See,
You can see how it's like they're weaving, okay? And that's actually another word that I've been getting is weave, okay? So,
traveled up. This is what they do. I don't know how they do it. I never seen them do it, but when I come out here the next day, this is how it be.
and you can see where the grass has been manipulated, how it's starting to look brown, like radiation or something possibly is coming off of them.
And they did it to my whole backyard last year. So like all this tall grass, they did it to the whole all the way down, and I was tripping out. I said this.
And you guys can see how big my backyard is. And sometimes my husband, like when the spring is first starting, like when I'm just getting the garden started and everything, before he's, cut the grass for the first time, like it can get pretty tall. So it was like just all like laying down and stuff. And I'm just like, and like right up by my house where I just showed you guys on a video, it was like a big circle. Like it looked at like a ship had landed, okay? And that's what I thought when I seen it.
I thought a spaceship had been landing in my backyard.
Look, I just said it on the video. Synchronicity. Maybe it was a ship. Who knows?
How much, stuff was down. That's what I had thought. But I I had actually looked. I said it got to be those orbs. I knew they was here. I said it got to be those orbs.
So at the time, the orbs had been around the house. So I had been seeing them. So again, putting two and two together, I knew it was the orbs. So that's what I was just saying in the video. I'm just like, it got to be those orbs doing this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what else could be doing this. So then I actually had ended up typing in on YouTube, orbs make crop circles, and I found a bunch of videos. So that was confirmation of what I was saying. Okay. So now I want to read y'all a little bit about these crop circles, okay? And then we're going to get into these words. Okay, so we're not going to read, of course, everything because there's a few other things I want to read. So it's saying unexplained geometric designs occurred in fields of wheat and corn in Scotland in 1678, and rural residents of England speak of the corn fairies that made similar designs in the fields in the late 1800s. Researchers have discovered accounts of the discovery of so-called fairy circles in fields, meadows dating back to medieval times throughout the British Isles, Germany, Scandinavia, and France. Recent evidence indicates that Chinese farmers found crop circles as much as 3,000 years ago. In those cases of crop circles that have appeared since the 1980s, investigators have determined that the crops were biochemically and biophysically altered. Cerealogists, experts in this bizarre field of research, state that since 1989, there have been in excess of 200 formations in the UK each year. Now, it's funny that say formations because one of my subscribers, hey girl, if you're listening, she wrote a comment, ladies, let's get information, okay? And Beyonce did a song, which is what I believe she's quoting, let's get information. And that's actually what we're going to talk about on the next video, which is going to be a spin-off of this video. So stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned. We're going to get information. The next video going to trip y'all out. So say there have been in excess of 200 formations in the UK each year. The so-called golden years of crop circle appearances seem to have been 1990 and 1991. I was born in 1992. In each of which there were between 300 and 400 formations. In 1991, Doug Bauer and Dave Turley, retired artists in England, confessed that they were responsible for making the crop circles that had baffled the world for so long that they accomplished the most intricate of designs by using a simple board pulled by a length of rope. While the confession of Bauer and Corey satisfied a good many skeptics and journalists, series crop circle researchers asked how these two elderly gentlemen could have accomplished their hoaxes throughout the world in such great numbers. While admitting that there have been hoaxes, cerealogists point out that pranksters have been unable to create crop circles with the same precision and undisturbed nature as those thought to be of alien or unknown origin. Some suggest pranksters and tricksters far older than the retired artists are the perpetrators of the enigma. Why deviate, they ask, from the suspects who were originally named as the culprits? The creators of the crop circles might be found among that group of beings commonly called fairies, elves, or devas, entities that have played a significant role in the myths and legends of every planetary culture for centuries. Regardless of general dismissal of the crop circle phenomenon by conventional scientists, it would appear that there is a genuine mystery in the formation of many of the incredible designs that suddenly appear in the fields around the world. Four principal theories regarding the origins of crop circles are the following. I'm sorry, extraterrestrial entities offering clues to their identity and intentions toward Earthlings. Natural phenomena ranging from insects to lightning, from plasma vortices to electromagnetic anomalies. Now, we've been talking about, we did a video about the interdimensional plasma beings, which I actually had a picture. The reason why we did that video is I'm just going to recap on that video really quick because I had found a picture in my phone that I didn't take. But it was a blue streak. It was a plasma being. Now, the reason why I knew is because I had been conversing with a feller on, oh my God, I wish I could find him today because then I wasn't ready for what he was telling me. But today I'm ready for what he was saying to me. He had actually sent me a picture of his wife and she had wings, okay? Not wings like material, but you can just see them in like the picture. And he had sent me another picture of the anomaly, which which is anomaly, Anna at the beginning, Molly, anomaly. Okay, so I he sent me a picture of exactly what I had in my phone, but he had multiple. It was multiple. Mine was just one streak. It was blue, okay, and I didn't take the picture. It was just in my phone one day, and I was like, where did this come from? And I saved it, but then it ended up getting deleted. But yeah, if you guys want to go back and watch that video. So for plasma vortices, a kind of ball lightning to electromagnetic anomalies, hoaxers such as the duo of Doug and Dave, an ancient non-human intelligence indigenous to this planet that is utilizing archetypal designs in order to warn contemporary humankind to be more responsible and more respectful toward Mother Earth. Various scholars have focused on the fourth possibility and suggested that many of the designs appear to be bound by the laws of sacred geometry. Sacred geometry, these experts state, embodies harmonic waves of energy in universal proportions. Some mysterious intelligence could be attempting to communicate geometrical and proportional waveforms, veritable keys to the cosmos and symbols of the archetypal world. So what have we been talking about? We talked about in the last, was it the last video or the video before? But we said, I got the keys, the keys, the keys. I'm trying to give you the juice. Okay, the keys. So, keys to the cosmos and symbols of the archetypal world. The English researcher Lucy Pringle believes that many crop circle formations are due to natural causes such as the discharge of some electromagnetic energy, but she also notes that a particular design formed around April 21st, 1998 appeared very close to the prehistoric mound of Silbury Hill. She likened the double ring circle with 33 scroll-like bands between the rings to a Beltane wheel, an ancient symbol used at Celtic fire festivals on May Day, which could probably be, I'm going to have to look into that. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that, but I'm sure we already know what that's about, but I'm going to have to look into that. 33 scroll-like bands. In July 2002, a three-day conference of leading crop circle investigators was held in Somerset, England. Andy Thomas, an organizer of a meeting, commented that his 11 years investigating the enigma had convinced him of one thing, that not all the circles were made by pranksters. Other than that, he stated, it was hard to say whether the phenomenon was caused by extraterrestrials, some kind of super consciousness, collective psychokinesis, mind over matter. Oh my God. I always tell my son, mind over matter. Okay. He was saying his tooth hurt. We was in the tax office and I was mind over matter because we had went to the dentist and he got a tooth pulled. But I did a video. I don't know if you guys have seen that show. It's called Sense 8, okay? 8 is the infinity symbol. It's on YouTube, and it's about a group of these 8 people who was connected to each other. Like, they could live through each other. And yeah, I did a video, and I retitled it From Sense 8 to Sense 144,000, because those are going to be the things in that show that we will be able to do. So yeah, go watch that. But I talked about, I got a video called Coming in the Clouds. It's just so crazy how all this stuff synchronized. And I said, coming in the clouds, plasma being, it's a consciousness, okay? I always talk about that. So, or some other thing currently beyond human awareness. Most seriologists in attendance insisted that it is relatively easy to tell the difference between circles made by hoaxers and those made by what appear to be some kind of superior intelligence. The first crop circle of 2005 appeared in the Netherlands, and seriologists predicted that the strangely designed circles will soon be manifesting primarily outside the United Kingdom, the nation previously most associated with the phenomenon. Okay. So I want to look at these last two articles because this one was funny. It's one of, if not the most frustrating things for people who have an open mind about extraterrestrial life is that we never seem to have definite proof. Sure, the abundant, grainy, and blurry video shows UFOs, but aside from that, there is little evidence to go on. That's one reason why crop circles remain so compelling. Okay. Okay, so I don't want to read all of this, but I don't know where to start. So, and that may be the real message of all crop circles, hoax or otherwise. Look at the big picture, and above all, open your mind. After all, if there is a message there, only those with an open mind will ever be able to make sense of it. Most will dismiss the notion of any message without a second thought. On the other end of the spectrum, Bert Janssens, a crop circle researcher, believes that the formations are a subliminal message meant to guide people toward evolving and understanding their place in the universe. After looking at countless examples, he sees a connection between many of them. So I was talking to my husband last night, and I was talking to him about, getting our power back. What we was actually talking about was the language that we speak and how it's a spell, and I was breaking down words for him, and I'm actually think I'm going to start a series doing that. So we were talking about the word vocabulary, which is a scrambled word, and what it actually is bury a vocal. So that's what vocabulary is. When you unscramble it, it's bury a vocal. So it's a dead language, okay? And we constantly speak curses upon ourselves, etc. So we were talking about that, and we were talking about, but, once you start to realize these things and you start to, like I was telling you about the precepts, not to just know, but to actually apply them, then you'll start seeing a change in your life, okay? And the curses will be broken. We are cursed people, okay? So I say, I'm convinced, and I've studied it as well, that crop circles in itself are not separate events. So I said it to say we're getting our power back. Okay, know your position, ladies. Take your power back. Also, my divine masculine, know your position. Just because, look, I don't even want to say it because it sounds so bad, but it's not bad. But people just, they can't be receptive of it, especially when it's something that goes against what they've been taught their whole life, and they don't have an open mind. So like we're talking about, but I don't want to ramble. I'm always rambling. Let's continue. I'm convinced, and I've studied it as well, that crop circles in itself are not separate events. He said, when you look from a higher up, from a bigger picture, you'll see they are all connected for you to discover. So I was talking to my husband about this, okay, and this was weeks ago that I was telling him that I think that the Mount Zion is the triangular vision, the pineal gland when you're at the top of the mountain, because a triangle is like a mountain. And I was telling him the reason why I think we're on a mountain is because what do people do? They climb up to the mountain so they can see, so that they can see their surroundings and see everything. If you lost, in all the movies, people get lost and they say, oh, let's climb up the mountain, or let's get a higher view so we can see around us. So, and I was explaining that to my husband, that I think is for us to see. And it's actually going to tie into this. So when you look from a higher up, from a bigger picture, you'll see they are all connected for you to discover. Look at the bigger picture. Go over it. Don't look at the details. Don't get lost in the little things. Don't be on your knees, but try to get wings and fly over it and see the big picture, okay? So the woman in Revelations 12, as I've been telling you guys, represents the 144,000. And she is given wings of an eagle. So which is, all of these words are words that we're going to look into today when we get into the words crop circles. So it's going to trip y'all out. In the documentary Noose World Order by Nuo Vizzo, photographer Steve Alexander described his choice to stay open-minded after witnessing and filming glowing orbs traveling in and around a crop circle on the Downs on July 26, 1990 at 4 p.m. I think the door is open to believe it if you wish, that they are all man-made, which is the easy option. The more difficult option is that they're not man-made and it's something else that we don't understand, said Alexander. So I did a video and I said that the door is open recently, okay? And I always tell people, people are going to believe what they want to believe, okay? If you have a closed mind and you can't comprehend, and you can never be able to comprehend, let alone see the things that I'm, telling you. And that's one of the words we're going to get into. So it say, although interest in crop circles peaked up in the last several decades, the first incidents occurred as far back as 1519, when crop circles of the sort were alluded to during witch trials in Lorraine, France. Then the crop circles were a form of protest by the poor, who would trample crops in their wooden shoes called sabbats. These protests were part of hundreds of uprisings as the church and the aristocracy led a lavish lifestyle at the expense of the poor, who sometimes found themselves conveniently accused of witchcraft. So what did we talk about in the last video? That these 144,000 are going to be demonized, called witches, all of this type of stuff. And I talked to you guys about fairies, and I put it's 119911. I put 2 and 2 together, that it was the fairies was the same thing as these orbs that's making these crop circles, okay? And I've been saying that I'm 144,000. And what they did was they allowed me to see them, okay, which we're going to get into when we get into these words, crop and circle in the concordance. In fact, the word sabotage itself has French origins and literally means to clatter with sabots, wooden shoes, referring to peasants trampling crops as a form of protest. From these beginnings involving the persecution of witches by the church, we see crop circles mentioned in fairy tales and folklore. One of these stories consists of another protest by a poor laborer who asked for a higher wage from a rich landowner as he harvested his fields of oats. The story is from 1678 in English leaflet with a woodcut printed title, The Mowing Devil. Okay. Didn't we cast out devils in thy name? Remember we said that? The landowner objects to a higher wage, suggesting he would rather pay the devil himself to do the work. That night, the field mysteriously glowed, and by morning, the crops were flattened, okay, reminiscent to what we now call crop circles. Each blade of grass was laid neatly next to the other, a feat that seemed unachievable by a mortal man. Another early reference to crop circle comes from the Brothers Grimm, who reference fairy rings in Irish fairy tale lore. People who noticed circular formations in the woods, not necessarily mushrooms, and thought they were made by fairies who could change shape and dance in circles, creating the impressions in grass. The shapes were sometimes considered portals into another dimension and given names like sorcerers or witches' rings. Across the world, the rings can signify either a curse or blessing depending on geography. It's a blessing and a curse, okay? I always say that. Somebody told me on my Facebook that you got a gift because I was sharing like the pictures. Like I told you guys I was going to do a video eventually of like spiritual stuff that happened to me. I'm always posting on Facebook. For anybody who wants to follow me on Facebook, I'll leave the link. I'll leave my Facebook name in the description. So if I forget, just leave a comment and remind me. But and somebody was like, you got a gift. And I said, it's a gift and a curse. A gift because you get to experience all these wonderful miracles and things like this. But then it's a curse because if you go and you try to tell it to somebody, they're going to think you a crazy person. You're going to be in somebody's insane asylum, okay? Look, that's what they're going to do to you. And, you know, so it's a blessing and a curse. But it said that, it said by fairies who could change shape and dance in circles, okay? So dance is another word we get when we look up crop circles in 1113. Today, we usually credit the ever more elaborate crop circles to extraterrestrials and hoaxers instead of terrestrial supernatural beings. However, like fairy rings, crop circles are often associated with glowing orbs which fly around the fields where crop circles appear. And you guys see that I put orbs make crop circles in my backyard now. These orbs have been frequently captured on video, though as usual, we can't arrive at any proof of what they may be. Nevertheless, crop circles continue to fascinate us. Crop circles even inspire some to think the message they contain will one day revolutionize society, delivering free energy, new technology, or a paradigm shift, helping humanity evolve to the next level. If the message is to remain open-minded and look at the bigger picture, then that's a positive reminder, whatever the true origins, okay? Paradigm shift, and that's exactly what we've been talking about, a shift that's happening. Okay, fairy circles. For a long time, scientists had no idea what was causing fairy circles, 20,000 foot long barren circles in southwest Africa grasslands. These mystery holes range from 7 to 49 feet in diameter. 7 times 7 is 40. Ain't 7 times 7 49? And they grow and shrink over a period of 30 to 60 years. According to local legends, spirits or fairies make these holes and endow them with magical properties, or underground dragons breathe poison in the direction of the plants if you listen to the tour guides. Vegetation gap patterns in arid grasslands such as the fairy circles of Namibia are Namibia, sorry, are one of nature's greatest mysteries, right? Israeli and German scientists studying the phenomena. Scientists who, now why is a Jewish and German scientists studying the phenomena? Scientists who generally eschew local legends and don't believe in fairies gasp decided to figure all this out. This month, they finally found the reason, and it's the oldest biological answer in the book: water. Previously, theories ranged all the way from cryptic sand termites chewing away the plants to carbon monoxide under the ground, which still kinds of sound like poisonous dragons breathe breath to us. But for a long time, no theory seemed well supported by evidence. That changed a couple weeks ago when researchers at Ben Gurion University in Israel and Helmholtz Center for Environmental Research in Germany announced that they discovered a clue. For a long time, people thought these spots were only found in Africa, but they've since been discovered in the Australian outback. Since sand termites aren't usually found in Australia, they probably weren't causing the circles. The researchers used field work, mathematical modeling, remote sensing, model analysis, and spatial pattern analysis to discover that our good friend H2O is the key. Water is the key. The wife is the water, the well, Proverbs, which is the key of David. Apparently, in areas that don't get much rain, plants have to compete for water. The plants self-organize using their plant brains, fairy dust, which larger plants sucking the water from the soil around them, creating bare circle patches. This is consistent with model predictions that gap patterns should appear in limited precipitation range. Above this range, uniform vegetation prevails, and below that range, morphological changes to stripe and spot patterns take place, says Israeli professor Ehud Moran, who worked on the study. At least that's the scientists' best guess at the moment. Personally, we're bringing dragon repellent next time we go to Africa, just in case. Okay, 11:17, 7-Eleven, which I told you guys is the boule, God's divine counsel. Okay, so we have a connection between these crop circles and these fairies, and I actually feel pretty relieved because for a while, I thought I was going crazy, and my family, they still think I'm crazy, but not as much because I'm able to, now that I've grown a little bit in my understanding, I'm able to show what I'm saying. Before, when I really didn't know what was going on, I'm just saying, it's orbs, it's this, it's that, and my family, crazy, we're gonna have to put her in the sane asylum. And you know what, schizophrenia is something that actually runs in my family. I've had an aunt in one of those places for schizophrenia. We really think my grandmother has schizophrenia, and it's just, so yeah, it's you just might be crazy. But maybe my family not crazy. Maybe we just intuitive, spiritual people. We come from a bloodline, whatever bloodline that may be, of, if you want to say witches, because they want to demonize us, witches, okay, or something. And it's funny because my grandmother was actually telling me a story of how she think that my great mother, which her name is Larcy May, okay, and my grandmother's name is Cynthia. I noticed my family have weird names. We don't have regular names like Rebecca and uh Keisha, and or names that you would normally hear, I guess. Well, I do have the Isha, and everybody, a lot of black girls have the Isha, Keisha, Aisha. So, but they have names like Cynthia. My mom's name is Sheila, Cynthia, Larcy May. And I don't want to say it seems like they white people names, but it's I guess that's what I'm saying. But and that could be partly because my grandmother, my great 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 grandmother, whoever she was, but my grandmother told me that she was Irish woman, Irish and Indian. So, but in black possibly, of course, I don't know. But she said she was Irish and Indian woman, and my grandfather was Indian and black. So But yeah, so Sheila, Cynthia, Larcy May. But my grandmother was telling, and then me, Denisha, was telling me that she thought my great grandmother was a witch, that she was scared of her mom, because she thought that, and God forbid, that my grandmother sacrificed her brother to the devil. Okay, she said because the women used to get together in the neighborhood and all of that. She thought they was like some kind of witch coven because my her brother, so my great uncle, or my great uncle, died on a train. He got hit by a train because she told him not to leave the house or whatever, and he left the house anyway while she wasn't there. It was riding his bike across the tracks and got hit by a train. But she says she think that my grandmother had but mind you, my grandmother may be a little schizophrenic. And it could be that they was in the coven or whatever, but I just don't think that she sacrificed my uncle. People are afraid of things that they don't understand, so we start to develop these our own thoughts in our mind, based off of our preconceived notions. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think. But yeah. But yeah. So it's funny, like my bloodline, I don't know. I've tried to, track my family down and stuff. I just don't have enough information to fill in the gaps. But I use the pieces that, mother gives me. But yeah. But it's funny because the word for Danite, the word for branch, the word for branch is Danite, and I have been telling my husband that I'm from the tribe of Dan forever because my last name is Wilson. It's from Denmark, and that means Dan land or tribe of Dan. 1 second, guys. Okay, guys. Sorry. I want to hurry up and wrap this up. So we're going to talk about the plant divas, and then we're going to get into the words, and then I think that's it. So it says, Davis exists throughout all nature as the architects of life. They are the unseen, other side of nature, responsible for keeping everything alive. Without them, we could not survive, and there is a reason they are invested in our human evolution. The word Deva in sacred is a sacred word meaning body of light. Davids work on the etherical level to orchestrate the energies that create form. They hold all of the cellular blueprints and genetic codes for a plant in their memories. Ain't that what we was talking about? Genetic memory? Everything in nature is endowed with intelligence and spirit. When we are in communication with the plant Davis, we enter into a deeper relationship with the spirit of a plant. When we are in touch with plant spirits, we are more receptive to information about its medicine. In this time of rampant destruction of planetary resources, the Davis hold the key to rapid restoration because healing takes place in the context of relationship. They desire our human interaction to accomplish this. We are the ones who must carry out the wisdom they are all too eager to share with us. By becoming more aware of the role that the Davis play in our everyday lives, we not only heal on a physical level, but also may discover that the strongest medicine lies in the ability to help us heal our hearts, our minds, and our spirits. Every time we receive the healing essence of a plant, we also receive communion. Davis lives together in community in much the same manner as plants live in communities and as we do. David communities may include nature spirits, fairies, and elementals, while the Davis pass the blueprint to the nature spirits who in turn construct the form from raw materials provided by the elementals. The fairies direct and guide the work of nature spirits. The fairies are overseen by elementals who govern earth, water, fire, and air. David communities have established not a hierarchy, but a society in which they are learning how to work and grow together. all with their own special talents and gifts. They have been at this much longer than we, the people have. Everything, including all of the entities of Mother Earth, are related, and we are all learning how to better work together to create a beautiful garden. Even though devas live a very long time, they evolve just as we do. When their work is complete, they move on. When it is not, they are reborn in yet another form, albeit a light body, to continue their work in evolution. The devas hold the key to unlocking our ability to increase and mobilize resources. At this time, many of the devas are choosing to evolve to another dimension. Many humans are also now choosing to evolve, with this being their last incarnation on this plane existence. And that's where I think I am. I always tell my husband, I'm not coming back. If you ever heard that song Deja Vu by Tina Marie, she say she been here before, but she say she not coming back. Okay, that's what she's saying. Many humans also are now choosing to evolve, with this being their last incarnation on this plane of existence. This evolution of consciousness is leading us toward the creation of a new earth. The devas who are already in light body are guiding and supporting us as we enter the new earth, warmed by a central sun. What this central sun is, we do not yet know, as it exists beyond 4D. What we do know is that our solar sun warms our physical bodies from without, and the central sun warms our souls from within. The spiritual masters have taught us that we can see this light when our third eye is open. Meditation techniques and yoga practices teach us how to access this light, which is activated through the pineal gland. The devas facilitate a similar activation when we take the time to call on their wisdom. Now, at this momentous time in our human history, aided by the devas, who are the ascended masters, we are being given the opportunity to birth a new earth, one which will herald the end of the fossil age and the beginning of the solar age. The more we learn how to communicate with the unseen worlds, the more we will strengthen our inner knowing and trust our own inner guidance system. If ever there was a time to seek this guidance, it is now. In discovering who we really are and for what greater purpose we have been born, all beings in all dimensions are lifted up. All right, so let's get into these words and then we're going to wrap it up. Okay, so let's start with the word crop. Okay. Now, the word crop, okay. Let me make sure I'm at the beginning. Okay, so the word crop is 4760. And it pulls up a military camp, an army, an encamped army, a military camp, i.e. an army, armies, okay? So it's talking about, remember I told you guys 144,000 are the army, a body of troops. Troops means dancers, okay? Which is, we're going to save that for the next video, but we've seen that the fairies, they said that they dance, okay? And that's how they make the crop circles. Troops, armies, okay? So then we get crop, okay? And it means crop or alimentary canal, which is from the mouth to the anus, just the tract that leads, basically your digestive tract. Apparently feminine passive, causative participle of raha. Something conspicuous, okay? So something conspicuous. So when we go to this raha, it means to see, okay? So to see, access, advisors, appear, appeared, appears, approve, become aware, became visible, become visible, behold, choice, consider, consider, display, displayed, distinguish, encountered, enjoy, examined, experienced, exposed, faced, find, gaze, give attention, gloat, heed, indeed look, keep on looking, looked, and saw, looking, looks, make an inspection, make me see, makes an inspection, noticed, observing, perceive, prevents, provided, public, regarded, regards, remained alive. That one got me. And those of us who were left remained alive. The remnant saw, search, see plainly, seem, seen, see, selected, showed, shown, shows, sleep, staring, supervise, surely seen, take into consideration, take heed, tell, think, understand, view, vision, visit, watch. Watch, therefore. It's 11:55. So basically, what I've come to understand is they've allowed me to see. Okay, advise, calls to show self, sight of others. I spy with my little eye. Stare, surely think, view. Primitive root, to see literally or figuratively in numerous applications, direct and imply. Transitive, intransitive, and causative. Advise, self, appear, approve, behold, certainly, consider, discern, make to enjoy. Have experience, gaze, take heed, indeed, joyful, lo, look on one another, one on another, one upon another, out, up, upon. To mark, meet, be near, perceive, present, provide, regard, have respect. For cause, okay, preordained. For cause to let, see, show self. I was preordained for this, okay, which is what it say about view visions, the 144,000. They allowed me to see, them, not only them, but to be able to see all the other things that we talk about, just to be able to see in general, okay? Now, this word see, I want to talk about, it comes from the same word as Mary, which means fatlings are fed cattle. The scripture saying, I will feed them there. It says from Mar in the sense of grossness through the idea of domineering. Compare mare, stall fed, often as a noun, a beef, a fat beast, cattling. Okay, so when we look up a mare, it says Lord, right? In the sense of domineering, a master or a lord. So mare means lord, and a mare is a adult female horse. Okay, 1 second, guys. So a mare is a female horse. So just like I've been telling you guys, the woman is really, and look, Dan at the top. Dan. So the woman is really the Lord, master, head of household. Your husband becomes Lord as well when he marries you, of course, because women are so generous. We share everything. Okay, so we share the lordship too. Okay, so as I was explaining to you guys when we did the video about the head of household, the man is only the head of household in the sense that he takes a hold of the head. Okay, takes a hold of his wife. The man shall cleave unto his wife. Okay, so Lord. But another thing, it said flaps wings. Okay, flaps wings, lifts, flaps wings. Okay, because the scripture refers to us as an eagle. It says a primitive root to rebel, hence through the idea of maltreating. To whip, i.e. lash self with wings as with ostrich running. So rebel, hence through the idea of maltreatment, basically. Okay. So as we were saying, Eve is angry, okay? That she keep getting the blame for everything, and nobody wants cares for the truth. Nobody wants to know the truth. Nobody cares to defend her, okay? Um and she's rebelling against Adam, okay? In their marriage. So it means Lord. So it says in the sense of gross, it says in sense of grossness, okay, through the idea of domineering. So when we get this word gross, one gross equals 144. Found that very interesting. A mare is a female horse. Found that very interesting. Okay, so let's get into, I guess we can get into some more definitions for crop before we get to circle. Or was that all of them? Something conspicuous. We got into that, which meant to see. Okay, so to see, look at, expect, perceive. To see, perceive. To see, have vision. To look at, see, regard, look after. See, after, learn about, observe, watch, look upon, look out, find out. To see, observe, consider, look at, give attention to, discern, distinguish. To appear, present oneself, to be seen, to be visible. So we talked about in the video, knowing thyself, on the mother side said, I know the mother and the mother knoweth me. Okay, so they, as I see them, they see me as well. Okay, and they like, she can see us. So they know that I'm special in some way. I don't even want to say I'm special. I'm nobody. I'm a nobody, okay? I like to remain humble. But as I see them, they can see me. So let's get into the word circle. And then we're going to wrap it up, guys, because I got some, I got to tend to my kids. I got other things I need to get done. If not, y'all know I would be on here with y'all all day talking up some stuff. Okay? So a circle means a ball, a circle, ball, encircling, a pile. A circle, ball, a pile, ball, turn, roundabout, to heap up, pile up, dwell properly, to gyrate or move in a circle, i.e. to remain there. Oh my Lord, not to gyrate. Okay, I told y'all dancing. Okay, not to gyrate. Lord. This is important for the video that we're going to do later or maybe tomorrow, early tomorrow. So keep all of this stuff in mind because I want to show y'all. Tomorrow is going to be, this is just base. Tomorrow we're going to get more into the science, okay? Here I go, not gyrating. No, Lord. Vault, horizon, circle, vault, a circle, a circuit, a compass. I've come to realize that I'm a medium, okay? Circle, circuit, a compass. A woman shall compass a man. This be a circuit, medium. So your wife is the medium between you and God, man. But see, they don't want to accept that. They don't want to know that. To draw around, make a circle. To draw around, make a circle. Inscribe a circle. Compass, okay. To describe a circle, compass. To make a pilgrimage. Keep a pilgrim feast. To make a pilgrimage. Keep a pilgrim feast. Celebrate a feast. Dancing. Keep festival. Observe. Real. Is it real? Celebrate, dance, keep, hold a solemn feast, holiday, reel to and fro, a primitive root, compare, properly to move in a circle, i.e. specifically to march in a sacred position, To observe a festival by implication, to be giddy, celebrate, dance, keep, hold, a solemn feast, holiday, reel to and fro. Okay, so y'all can see the words for crop and circle in the Hebrew concordance go with everything that we just read about the fairies and the crop circles. And they are going to go with everything that we're going to talk about tomorrow, which we're going to actually get into. I gave y'all a little hint. We're going to talk about the electrons, the magnetic energy, and how they compare to how the magnetic energy caused the electrons to dance in formation. Okay, come on, ladies. Now let's get information. So that's where we're going to go tomorrow. We're going to go into the science of it all because I was actually watching with the kids. My daughter loves the Magic School Bus. The Magic School Bus. Lord, she loved it. And it tripped me out because we was watching it yesterday when or before I went to work, and it was talking about the dancing and the electrons and all that. So we're going to get a clip from the Magic School Bus, and we're going to we're going to get into some science. All right, family. I love you guys. Leave your comments, thoughts, anything you want to say in the comments. If you want anything to add, I'm always open to knowledge. Love you, family. Shalom, which is knowledge is no ledge. Okay, to know where the ledge is, or I don't know, no ledge. What do you guys think? Shalom. Till we meet again. Love you.